know if what I'm doing is going to work. I don't know if anyone's able to see it. I don't know if anybody wants to see it, but I do know this much. I do know that it says it's going to be live in 62 minutes, but it's not. It should be live right now. That's not right. Let me see if I can fix this. Although it says I'm live, it does say I'm live right now. Oh, wait a minute. And indeed I am. Which means any moment now, I can show you guys my gift. I have a magic trick for you. I know this sounds kind of weird to say. It's not really, I don't know if it's a magic trick if you're not sure if it's going to work at all, but it'll be something. But the important thing is Frankie Magic 13. What's up, Frankie? Here's what I need to know before I do my magic trick, because I'm going to go into full bombast territory. But first, I just need to know whether or not the audio sounds okay. So if you can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and we'll also do a little bit of a lag check. Say, if you say, I like turtles, then I'll know how long it's been since when I say, oh, good. Gallant Gatsby says I am live and receivable. Frankie Magic asks if I'm using OBS. Yeah, I'm actually using mainly vMix for the switching. So it looks like we're at 15 seconds and I haven't heard turtles. So now we're up to 20. People are saying audio's good, says WD Callahan. So there we go, Callahan. So that's 23. Aaron, you're going to love this. By the way, thank you very much. New patron, Aaron. I have a magic trick for you guys. First of all, it looks like from the stream that I'm seeing here, this is looking pretty good. And if I'm doing this right, everything you guys have seen so far should be pretty familiar. Maybe it's a bit odd that this microphone doesn't work. That's a bit odd. It's kind of weird that this camera isn't all, what do you call it, wide angle lensed. You could see that, by the way, that's a trick to know whether or not you're looking at a shallow depth of field or a wide angle lens or not. You look at the foreshortening lines on the periphery, but the foreshortening looks like it's far away. And that's because, oh, this must be the magic trick. This must be the magic trick is that he was actually outside the entire time. Well, that's a pretty lame magic trick. I thought this was going to be something neat. But we are outside. That's kind of cool. I guess we're seeing a hallway. Oh, wait a minute. Well, this is getting a little bit more interesting. Oh, hold on here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are we able to do this? Are we able to just hang out? I have no idea what you guys are saying at this point. This is the part where I suppose I should set up like notifications on Twitter so I can receive direct messages. In fact, to even find out what you guys are saying, I'm gonna have to go over here and take a peek at the chat. So here, I'll keep talking. You guys will be able to see me from over yonder, and I'll see whether or not this works. Because if that's the case, then you know what that means. That means we get to do a full walkabout, a tour on campus. We get to actually see how everything looks. I get to see whether or not this works as like a avatar on a selfie stick. I wish you guys, oh, you know what? I should take it and put it in front of a mirror. Duh, of course. I guess that means I'm gonna show off the bathroom. So here are the limitations. The rules that we're working with, we're gonna do everything in stages. Today, I'm gonna call it an unqualified, unmitigated success. Oh, well, see, if I open chat on my phone, that means I lose. You're right. I can just open up the chat, but that means I'm going to have to weirdly be streaming my own content back to myself just to see the chat, but I suppose that's totally fine. So let's go to the channel. We'll take a look at the live. Hey, there we go. We got 57 of you guys watching. Shush, shush me. Shush. There we go. Okay. There we go. So here's what we'll do. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate that. So here are the game plan. On campus, we have a bunch of, what do they call it? Mesh. We have a mesh network of Eero devices. So there's going to be islands where the signal totally drops off. And keep in mind that the limitations are, and I'll show you the rig here, but if everything poops out, just let me know in the chat. But when we walk from building to building, there'll be times that some things aren't going to work. So let me do this. If you guys sign off on how everything looks so far, then I can walk us around. There is a bit of a lag though, isn't there? I wish the lag wasn't as long. But then again, I'll show you the rig. Oh boy, that's me from a while ago. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so you want to see what's in the fridge? Yeah, let's take a look at the fridge. Why not? This whole place from the beginning was kind of built to be a delightful Willy Wonka style production factory. So here we got the Vesta board right over here. This is where when it updates once per hour, does a little tick, 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 and lets us know every time. Usually it's the video count going on. Unfortunately, it only updates, I don't know, every so often. But everything in this place is, so the whole reason that I built HQ, and by the way, new code word is dragon eggs. Let me see. As soon as I see dragon eggs, then I'll know that if everything has been good up until now, then I can just start speaking freely. But the whole idea is in the beginning, I was on a street corner performing. I learned how to gather a crowd. Then I went into music venues. During the band break, I would learn how to win over an audience that was not there to see me. Then I went on tour, started performing live, exchanging my real-time minutes for entertaining on stage. Then I learned a bit about media and started to grow from there. And then I burned one thing when we launched Scam School was from the beginning, I saved nothing for the swim back. I took all my best material and immediately started using it, teaching it, burning it. And then years in, it was like, okay, well now I got to learn new stuff. So I was reading, a book, magic tricks. And eventually it got to the point where I was having to read like 2 to 3 old magic books because I needed to find material that magicians hadn't seen. Okay, so that means everything's looking good. So I'll put this away. That means I basically was running out of fresh content. So I had to read 2 or 3 books of old material and figure out how to reimagine this stuff as, with the coasters instead of a cummerbund or whatever. And then I realized, oh wait, now Scam School is a platform and it can be a shared platform that gives an opportunity to showcase other talented magicians. And the best part is, oh, look at this. I get to do this thing. There you go. Hey, my guy. Go ahead. There we go. Come with me. I can make it a shared platform that would allow other talented magicians an opportunity to give them a showcase. But also, I figured out that if I ever taught a trick twice, the comments were, shall we say, direct. They were direct in claiming that I was phoning it in, that I had already done X, Y, or Z, and that this was somehow lazy. But if somebody else, somebody whose name was not Brian Brushwood, were to come along, by the way, this is an excellent excuse for me to test out how all of this presents when I watch the live stream later. Oh, also I found out that not only is there the live stream, but this is also all recording direct to SD. So you guys are seeing the 1080p 30 frames per second version over Wi-Fi, but there's also a 4K version that's 60 frames per second that if we wanted to edit this later. Shoot, I just realized that the live stream content could be a proxy, so you could have an offsite editor handle everything. At any rate, I realized that other talented storytellers, other magicians, they could present something that we had already covered before. And whereas people would be mad if it was me, people were thrilled when it was somebody else. We could say, oh, what a delightful variation on X, Y, or Z. And, oh, Jason, you're insane. Those wild chips are the best. You just got to keep eating them until they taste good. So we were able to start having guest magicians on And flying in the guest magicians wasn't too big of a deal because I had a lot of airline points from running the online store. But man, it's expensive to put people up in hotels, you know, $200, $250 a night. And even worse, it robbed us of what to me is the most magical, important part of all, those moments of relaxed chemistry where real magic happens. As a matter of fact, the short that I posted earlier today, where I made an oblique reference to 9/11 and you got that sly smile from Ryer, like those little gems don't come from highly stilted, under the gun, hey, let's do a show energy. Those come from, hey man, let's have a good time and see what magic happens energy. So in an effort to get that to happen, that's the whole reason that I sunk everything I had into MRHQ World Headquarters, is because it needed to be a functional production space, but it also needed to be the kind of place that you could, oh, is it still, let me see if it's even, yeah, okay, it's on me. Look at that, I can, there we go. It needed to be a functional production space, but also a easy place to come and, you know, bring your loved one and hang out for a week at a time. You know, it had to be kind of an Airbnb type thing. And now I'm learning this is more, some of you guys long timers all the way back to 3 months ago know that I am operating under the assumption that there's no substitute for quite simply learning how to do everything, because as I read, neurons that fire together wire together. There we go. So that's part of why MRHQ HQ became both a place where patrons are able to stay. That's why we do Founders Day. It's also a place for talent to stay and have a good time. It's cost effective. I'd rather sink money into making this a fun destination than pay some, you know, the Hilton Corporation a bunch of money. And let me jump this forward. That looks like it's right. Yeah, and Michael Pena correctly grokked the fact that I want to do a whole bunch of events and stuff here. So you guys saw this place when it was an abject disaster. I don't want it to be too close on my dumb, silly face. Let's see. That's pretty close on my dumb, silly face. So I'm going to crank it on down to, boy, how about that double chin? That's looking good. What say we give you guys a little bit of height? We make you all the way to 5'7". At least that's what my ID says. Whether or not that's true, we're not going to worry about. Yeah, all right. And I guess what I could do, I don't love composing. Yeah, that's fine. Well, assuming that everything is still working, then I'll show you the bathroom, which is a dumb thing to say. Not close enough, Roy says. Oh, we'll get close, Roy. Don't you worry. All right, so first let's go find a mirror. First of all, shouts out to your friend of mine, one John Teasdale, who donated this suit of armor. And so these rooms, everything is still, it's still in a state of becoming. Apologies that it's not happening as fast as I'd hoped. Little thing called the global pandemic happened. But here, let's do this. Let's get in here. Hey, it's a bathroom. But more importantly, there you are. This is how you look. There we go. So down here, you can see that I took this guy so I can at least see that I'm giving signal. And this is super janky. In a real production environment, there's so much that would be frowned upon, not the least of which is the fact that, you know, we just have 1/8 inch and I'm just sort of hoping that the signal goes out. There's nobody monitoring. Now I'm realizing I could totally do in-ear monitors. It's fine. Eventually, picture this built out such that there's a little bit of mixing capability, some kind of display so I could see the chat instead of having to pull out, like I'm doing right now, pull this out. Donald Archer's saying that it's overexposed. I can fix that. Wait, this doesn't look overexposed at all. Looks like I'm just standing in a white room. The AI is vastly improved on this guy as long as it has a face that it recognizes. So yeah, the idea is to create an avatar. Oh goodness, no, I want it on me. Beep, beep. There we go. Yes, that is me. And let me check in with you guys in the chat. Will outside stuff be overexposed? No, actually, as a matter of fact, let's go do that, Michael Pena. You're gonna see that. Okay, so real quick, style guide, if you guys ever get to stay here, and again, the goal is talent and patrons, people who are emotionally invested and who are participating over at patreon.com/ModernRogue will have the opportunity to stay, and folks who have something to share and want to be on the show, it becomes a lot easier for you guys to just come and stay in Gentleman Warrior or Scoundrel. By the way, this is one of my most treasured things on all of campus. This is there we go. We'll do it this way. This is a painting by Ryer, who gave this to me without preamble. I'm not going to get too far into state, but basically before the eclipse event, he said, hey, I don't really do painting, but I'm a good artist. And so I just did this. I was thinking about, I found out that the last time there was a solar eclipse in this area was in the 19th century. And I imagined, what would it look like? And he drew this picture. And in one of those cosmic moments, I got goosebumps. Look at that. In one of those cosmic moments of kismet, I froze in the middle of the chaos of Founders Day. And I said, of course, these people have a job to do. And a miracle of the heavens just happened. And they take a moment to appreciate it. And then they get the fuck back to work. And he goes, yes. And we both paused for a moment to appreciate this extraordinary gift. And then we got back to work. And we had this incredible event. So the three rooms are Gentleman Warrior, Scoundrel. Scoundrel is going to be all magic stuff. So I just have some of my magic books in here. Most of these are beginner level magic stuff. My new game is that I find it fascinating to encounter how different magicians pitch the commons. This is an economist term. They talk about the commons is the land owned by everybody in the village. And you probably have heard of the tragedy of the commons, which is when everybody overgrazes it. And so, oh, hush me. So in magic, there's the commons, which is all of the magic tricks routines that came before us. There are people, no living person has the right to, I'm not going to name a bunch of secrets because magicians get squirrely on that. But we all inherited it, but we all benefit from all the methods being vaguely secret, right? And magicians all have disagreements in terms of how far in the rabbit hole you have to go to prove that that you're worthy of this secret or that secret. And so that's why you get some magicians upset with the fact that I started teaching magic on the internet 20 years ago. How about that? But okay, looks like we're all good. Thank you very much, Vinsangre. I appreciate it. But in this case, one of my new metagames is seeing, I'll read an entire book and I'll discover, I don't know, 3 new tricks or variations that I hadn't seen. But I love digging really, really deep into, some of these are very of different times. Like, for example, this one screams 1980s. And so some of the tricks are specifically about smoking or ways that you wouldn't act in public nowadays. But within all of that, you process it, you run it through the noodle factory, you figure out how you would do it different, and then you do so. And then you get to share it on YouTube, where it gets refined. This right over here, I'm loath to admit this in public, but these two Don Quixote Disney-inspired pieces were created by a former Disney artist. And in that gray market area of, it's obviously he was outside of the Disney ecosystem when he created them. This is obviously not sanctioned, but the artist has an aura of being of that. The founder of Wizard Academy, Roy Williams, gave me both of these specifically. And I reached out to Kevin Perjurer of Defunctland, and I was like, one of these is yours, but my wife is getting them framed. And then she got them framed. I'm like, one of these is still yours. And so I look forward to the opportunity to actually get that where it belongs. But in the meantime, we're giving it a good home here. And then let me check in, make sure everything's still running, because we're about to, I guess we'll take a little bit of a lap through the studio proper. Let's see. Make sure this is working. That's good. So first, okay, this is great. So this actually helps inform. Oh, this is lovely. I'll tell you what, all those auto settings really do work. I mean, color temperatures have changed and exposure levels have changed, but it all seems to be compensating pretty well. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Kevin Berger, Michael Pena. Oh, thank you very much, Thomas Alexandria, for the kind words. Okay, let's see if we get lucky and see if this will, well, first let's do a lap of the studio in its current state with a little bit of a different thing. This is one of the things I think a lot about is storytelling with design. And one of the things, Myers-Briggs gets a bad rap because a bunch of idiots in corporate land use it as with Vulcan thoughts of like meep moop, ENFP, INTJs get along this way, whatever. But truthfully, they're just like archetypes of storytelling. For example, some people tend to be more introverted, some people tend to be more extroverted, et cetera, et cetera. When you think in that experientially, most of the people coming in here, whether they're talented people who are going to be on camera or longtime fans and friends like you guys, there's a level of expectation of a certain amount of extroversion. The story that I heard from the very talented Andrew Main was that when he would do meetups, Arnold Schwarzenegger used to put on all of his best manners. He would be polite, kind, deferential, and all that stuff. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger found out that people were a little bit disappointed with the experience. And he realized, oh, they want the Arnold Schwarzenegger experience. So he would always shake the hand a little bit too tight. And whenever he went to the bathroom, he would promise, I'll be back and all that stuff. So you do want a little bit of putting on the show. And I'm a big fan. You see this in theme parks all the time. They're masters of the transition narratively. All stories are stories of characters going through transitions. And so when you get to be the protagonist, you see this at certain Bass Pro Shop is an example of that. A lot of really good retail spaces have it where you turn a corner and you're like, whoa, I'm somewhere now, right? So in this case, we put all the awards and stuff. It's all very extroverted, very outward shouting. For example, hey, remember this, remember that, all that stuff. And then likewise, you get a portal experience where you go from this pristine cold space. Hey, there we go. Now I can actually see you guys. And then you get to go into this living set, which again, it's in process. But you guys have been able to watch all of this come together where there are discrete areas. The cockpit has a certain vibe to it. If I'm taking, a meeting with clients, talking marketing stuff, then in that case, we want a warm set that speaks to the professional production aspects, but also reminds people that that this is a real story happening. Over here, we actually, this set I'm very excited about. We got to use for the first time. I don't know if you guys are fans of Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, but there's a game called Tack in there that he swore nobody could ever make. And then somebody made it. And it's rad. Hold on, Meryl Barr's calling, which may mean that something's broken. Hey, Meryl, what's up?
You know, just when I think you're out of moves, just when I think you're out of tricks.
Yeah, some next level shit, right?
I'm actually, I'm outside, so I can't look. Am I on air right now?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Okay. So, yeah, because now you're telling me that bones can happen in the kitchen?
Oh, yeah. By the way, it's very hard for me to listen to you make very good suggestions that I've already decided to implement and act like, oh, that's a good idea, Meryl. Let me just file that one away.
Like, you're telling me that we could have video bones outside?
Yeah, and live bones and all of that stuff. And the only way to find out is to go to patreon.com/modernrogue. Sorry, you gotta be on another Patreon. Hey, let me finish this tour.
All
right, bye. So it's exactly what it looks like. So this set here, we wanted something upscale, something that felt like high-end chess. And so I just love having different palettes to work with, whether it's the functional, the cerebral, this is kind of, I don't know, fantasy industrial. And then you've got practical industrial. Like, for example, let's say I wanted to do some kind of corporate something or other, like make sure you take the Jeep Drop and the Cleep Clop and do the thing. Let me see how this shot looks. This is actually, I probably should have put this on the monitors, but we'll get a sense of where this is at. Oh, that's not bad at all. And then I could just kind of zoom in there. Let's see if it'll do this. Is it doing? Nope. Still working on that part. No problems. Oh my goodness. Will you look at that? There's no shutter rolling on that camera. Oh, there. Now you can barely see it. Get out. Is this guy able to handle that? How amazing. I'm getting pretty good at Tron, guys. Not for nothing. Do we want to play Tron? Or do we want to keep on going with the tour? This is a good moment for me to check in with you guys. You know what? I could do this too, because this is going to very quickly... Here, I'll shush you. All right, get out of here. So then we'll see whether or not this is able to compensate on there. Oh, thank you very much, Dylan. That's great. Dylan says that he was watching the old video, although I guess you guys are seeing it. So does it adjust? It did. How cool. All right. Well, that's good. We'll play Tron another time. I'm like a mean uncle. So, and then finally we got the gaudy big stage set for when we want to look over the top. If you guys saw our election night coverage, the only election night coverage that you needed to watch was with Justin Robert Young and the fabulous Politics, along with all of his co-hosts from We're Not Wrong. It was really great, man. It was the only place where there was good vibes to be had, and everybody got along. So now let's keep on going. Some of you guys out there are creating kind of a mental map of how everything goes. Others of you, the weird ones, are creating an actual map. Please don't. Oh, hello. So we got the green room in here. And yeah, there we go. So this space is nice and cozy. Let me see what a shot over here would look like. I know I'm off camera. Let me see if I can rearrange this. Take the gimbal, run it to the right, point it at your boy. Zoom in. There we go. Hey, that's neat. Wow, not bad. Here's a fair bit of cool things we could do. So this space is interesting. We used to shoot it. We would do a whole hour of the green room. So part of the reason that the gaudy set is gaudy the way it is we wanted it to look like every comedy club in America, which meant that we needed every green room in every comedy club in America, because folks who go to a comedy club, they want to see the performer, but boy, oh boy, would they love it if they could hear the conversations that were going on backstage. So that's what we put together, where Justin and I and friends tried to crack each other up. And so it's this space in here, which I don't know how much more function I want to bring to it. I like it as a cozy mid space. You could take a phone call in here, and the audio's nice and deadened in there. I do want to point out, if I could direct your attention to, oh, come on, get over there. This, I guess, double tap. I'm learning the rules. I can be taught. Get out of gimbal view, double tap me, go back to gimbal view, pull it over here. There we go. So a project that I think would be pretty fun would be to take this old-timey phone, put like a Raspberry Pi or something in there, get an LLM on there, get it connected to Wi-Fi and whatnot, and get to a place where you can pick up the earpiece, dial 0, have a robot operator voice say operator, and then you could just say, get me Ryer Appledorn immediately. And it'll say, please hold. And then it will take all that and change all the words, and then actually get Ryer on the line and say, you have a call from Brian Brushwood. Will you accept? And then have it come on, and he can be old timey, and we can agree that flying machines are the future. And, let's see. In here, we've got, I haven't had to be thoughtful about, I don't think anything's secret anywhere, but I think about information hygiene sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I guess I need to figure out what goes where. So this is the production office, and that's the editing beast, and that's me standing here. This is the closest anything gets to a proper office. We'll head on out this way. How are we doing on dropped frames and everything? Everything looking all right? Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. So, now is the big question, whether or not we're going to be able to transition from hither to thither. So, come on. Oh, I may be on the periphery of what. Yeah, so at this point, we're a little bit outside. Obviously we're all the way outside, but we may be a little bit outside of the range of Wi-Fi. But I don't want to jinx anything. but so far it feels pretty good. A little bit of a smoking patio right here. Oh, you're too high up there. Come down, join me. There we go. Isn't that better? Okay, so here, I'll adjust this. And if you guys got any questions, we can do a little bit of question time because we're about to move into the highly experimental phase of things. Quick reminder. I hope you guys are digging all this. I'm really enjoying doing the live streams with you, and I want to do much, much more of it. Gentle nudge to remind you that we're 3 months into me doing these, and all of them are publicly available, and I guess that's as much as I could say about that, because increasingly we're going to have to start putting some stuff behind a paywall of some variety. Michael Pena, there is a way to extend the Wi-Fi. Yeah, let me know if that chime is too much. We like, I believe these are all tuned to the key of E. If you guys know that E is the easiest chord to play on a guitar. So all of these guys kind of get along musically. A spittoon, a spittin' spittoon, Gallant Gatsby suggests. I like it. All right. So this is the area that that is for, I guess everything we've covered so far is live production, podcasting, staying on campus, production. There's a well out front that I'm trying to rehab, but it's just been so dry. It's kind of ridiculous. Thomas Alexandria asked if I've ever collaborated with Neil Patrick Harris. We had dinner, and I guess yes, I did. I was part of the secret method behind the scenes while he was on stage. I guess I've said too much. He did a magic trick, and spoiler alert, the magic trick required some behind the scenes things to happen. I was on stage behind the scenes. That's as much as I can say about Neil Patrick Harris. That and the fact that I didn't know that there was really any segment of the population that had a beef with bar bets. But he articulated really well the fact that the frustration of, like, he said he didn't like bar bets because they all boiled down to gotchas. And because you got, that meant that you suddenly owed somebody something. And that was sort of the beginning of me explaining the whole providing value and then ending with a closer gotcha. Because if you do it right, and you guys, if you watch the Rogue's Guide to Bar Stunts video, I talk about this quite a bit. But essentially, the way bar bets should work is that you essentially begin with something awesome that doesn't require anything of anyone. You keep on amazing, performing increasingly cool tricks until they hit a point that it tickles something in the back of their head where people want to reciprocate, and they're just looking for a casual way to do so. At which point, in a friendly manner, you do a classic unbeatable challenge or a gotcha bar bet or that kind of thing. All right, quick check-in. On a scale of 1 to 100%, how are we in terms of quality of frame rate and quality of stuff? Because we're about to make the long journey over to the soundstage, which I'm going to walk all the way over here. Oh, I walked off camera. There we go. So, let me see if I can get it to stay on me. Oh, I just discovered a gimbal thing. So there's a slow hold. Okay. Right? No? Okay, so I guess I'll do this. Okay, yeah. Right. Target lost. I'm right here, guy. Oh, I have it set to too slow a follow. So let's do this. I can actually... Nope. Let me go back. Hang on. This is worth it, guys. Stick with me. Camera, everything's auto. Sorry. I remember seeing the turtle speed thing, which if I remember correctly, was the way that I would be able to, there we go, tracking settings, AI tracking settings, nope, that's where I expected it. So of course it's not there. Audio settings. Oh, there it is, I can actually see the input on there. Yay, I discovered audio settings. I'm gonna try turning on automatic gain and you can tell me if this is better or worse. This is automatic gain turned on. Oh, wait. They got a speaker and a headphones. There's also a noise reduction. I'm not gonna worry about any of that. Well, actually, no, I could just goose the volume like this. Is this too much volume or is this correct? Check, check, check. It seems like it isn't blasting out, but I'll let you guys tell me. Wow, that's great. 95%, 100%. That's awesome. Okay, well, assuming the audio. Okay, so right now I just turned up the volume. So if you guys want me to turn it back down. Okay, people are saying worst. And now we should be right back where we were. So the new code word, if this is acceptable, then say amethyst. If amethyst is an acceptable level, then I will see the word amethyst and I will know that I don't need to tweak audio. And then meanwhile, I am going to not worry about the speed of the tracking. Come on, right here, come on. Me. Double tap me. Hold on. Sure. Yeah, this is the target. No. Let's try this again. I'm gonna see if I can tap. Hold gimbal down. Show me. AI. Me. There we go. Double tap me. Okay. Ah, there's the speed. So now I'm going to make it fast. There we go. That's much better. Hey, now we're talking. Okay, so now we can point to the fact that between here and there, that's a long way for Wi-Fi to go. Let me see if you guys said amethyst. All right, amethyst means good. All right, so there's a bit of a data power island there. I'll explain. Let me see how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna see if I can go selfie stick on this. This is more experimenting. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Okay, so, oh, that's really weird. That's really weird to see. I would describe it, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're going to... Okay. It's kind of blown out. Let's see if I can fix my face. I wonder why I'm all overexposed now. It is very bright. Okay. So now I'm going to try to just walk straight over to that power island and you can tell me whether or not we drop frames on our way. A seizure on the way over. On the way over. Yeah, I was saying that the camera had a bit of a fit. It looks like I'm getting a little something. I could do a quick speed test from here on my phone. Let's take a look. According to the speed test app, we are 60 milliseconds, and downstream is 8, 15, 20, 17, 21. Really, it's the upstream that we care about, which we should know here shortly. Is this guy still tracking? Yeah, he's still tracking. Yeah, look at that. 20. Well, look at how janky this is. I'll show you guys. So, well, here. You can see it's at a weird angle. Which I put it so that I could hold it like a giant selfie stick. Oh. Okay, we're gonna try to make the next step, which is probably gonna be trouble. But that's fine, that's what this is all about. Oh, hold on, I could do this. There we go, okay. So now, we'll see how quickly we drop off here. Whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna do another photo here. Here, let's see if you guys. I do think that it got lost, but hopefully it's back again because we're back to the next node on the mesh network. So I'm gonna text, yo, how about now? Okay, so people are saying audio stuttering, so we may be at the fringes of the Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, I could go ahead and just restart this. Boy, having things on a different device really makes a difference. Also, I hope that that using the production mics makes a big difference. I hope. Yeah, this right here, I bet if we, well, that's an issue for another day. People are saying good. Good. All right. And we'll see if this works. I'll say it hit the maximum thing. There. Take a look at this. Isn't that crazy? So now, Jeff Snavely correctly noticed that I was obscuring the view. I guess, set this down here. This really would be the kind of thing where just one production assistant would make all the difference in the world. All right, so, sorry, I'm turning down the AC. So when we built this soundstage, there was one thing I cared the most about. I had trauma from when I did the TV show, because everybody in LA is a crazy person, they all insisted that it was acceptable to shoot in a warehouse without air conditioner. It was insane. I thought that was crazy. So when we built this, I was like, so one of these, that'd be enough for this? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, put 2 of them in. And so now, even with it, when it's like 100 degrees out, it'll go it'll go down to like 67 degrees in no time. So you guys can confirm whether, oh, that's right. So I gotta spin this around. Yeah. Okay, so you know what would be helpful is I should actually put googly eyes on this, and then it'll be easy to remember which way is the right way. So one of the projects you guys saw that we started to build this, unfortunately the keyboard and mouse combo on this shat the bed, and so I need to redo all of that. Of course, oh, hold on. There we go. Over here we got the Founders Day trophy that we all compete for. I don't know if you guys saw the whole talk where Ryer, I told the whole story about how he made it exactly 1 inch taller than me because he's Ryer, and of course he would. But I love the fact that there are different stages of my ridiculous career. The archetypes of the gentleman warrior scoundrel. There's even worked in the Guile haircut over here. All this is Bonnie's work. My beautiful wife, Bonnie Brushwood, is an extraordinary artist, and she is the reason that we have nice things. So if you guys want to check out some extraordinary work, please check out bonniebrushwood.com. She does, all of her art is, I think of it as, to me, it's like if Earth tried to be sky, because you get all of these insane vessels that should not be. And in fact, that's one of the advantages of having this kiln is she's able to make these insane, delicate forms. And if they break, they break. And that's what it means to be kind of like the Evel Knievel of ceramic art, is you're just going to accept it however it comes to you. I'll show you some more of the pieces later on. And this is where we're going to do, for the big show, we're going to do, the bucket show will be in here. Ice cream, great ice cream night attack social will, or great, yeah, sure. Will be in here. Also, Jomo and the Possum Posse will be in here. We're able to pack everyone in super tight. It's an awesome little black box theater. And now, let's see if we are able to make it all the way out to hey, look at that. I can be taught. I can learn. And even reacquired me. I am reacquired. So, once we got inside, give me a ranking on what percentage everything looks. Chris asks about, does she do raku? Yeah, she's tried them all. In fact, we were looking at if we could afford it. She really likes the interesting patterns that you get from gas firing with a kiln. Because I mean that's chaos on top of chaos. But there's logistical things because you need natural gas in order to make all that happen. But we'll do a whole stream where she could talk through the work that she's doing. And let's see. Yeah, that was Dave. Dave's right there. And there we go. Let me lock this. And I don't love having to, I do want to be able to hold it like a selfie stick, but yeah. Well, then why don't I just do that? It's so weird. In fact, okay. All right, all right, all right. So the question is, if we did it, do you now see? There we go. Come on. There you go. Did we make it? Did we do an appropriate there and back? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, so things we found out. It is spotty in between those mesh network. They're not repeaters, but in between the nodes. Um, yeah. When the next up, we'll try the cellular streaming on there. There's an LTE tower within sight right next door, so that should look really really good. Let me get back to you guys on that. But unfortunately, it looks like the cellular streaming, it's more reliable, but it does like a consistent 15 frames per second. But the important thing is, sounds like the audio worked out really well. This solution sounds good, better than you would expect walking around with the camera. And if I was recording all of this, we would have all of it 4K, 60 frames per second. Now that I think about it, probably should have done that, but one thing at a time. And I guess that's it. I'm going to go fix my daughter's laptop. But in the meantime, hope you guys enjoyed the new episode. And yeah. Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to see you guys later. Bye, 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 bye.